Hi there, and welcome. You're here for a good night story, aren't you? I'm glad you decided to join me to share this quiet moment, this time of night when you just want to cocoon, breathe deeply, and let the outside world drift away. I trust you have made yourself so comfortable by now on your bed, with the right pillows and downy, and the lights is off, and you're ready for peaceful relaxation, for a beautiful moment and a relaxing and inspiring story. This is your time just for you. You're going to enjoy a deep, very deep and peaceful relaxation, and a beautiful voyage at the end of which you will feel so good to let your whole self drift into beautiful, deep, deeper sleep. Just as you want, just as you will. Now take a deep breath in through the nose and out slowly through the mouth. Good. You feel your body relaxing already? Good. Then breathe in again and out slowly. And when the body relaxes, the mind can only follow and relax. So breathe in one more time deeply and out. Beautifully relaxed now. Relax to listen to the sound of my voice that will carry you like a light feather all the way across lands and oceans from wherever you are now. Because tonight I'm taking you with me to a very special place. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of you will have been there and enjoyed the stroll. And please let me know in the comments if you have and where you are on this beautiful planet. So, we'll be walking the ancient rampart of Saint-Malo, my hometown, nestled by the sea in French Brittany. It's a walk filled with wind, memories, history, and poetry. And if this story brings you peace, before you make yourself totally comfortable and sink into your own pillow, please do hit the like button and subscribe to help this channel grow. It really does make a difference. So now I'll let you make yourself really cozy. Take a slow, full breath and let's begin. I am back in Saint-Malo. I grew up here. That makes me a Malouin. That's what we call someone born here in Saint-Malo. Life took me away for a very long time. Too long. Studies, work. Well, yes, my life. But now I'm here again, back by the sea. And it feels like sleeping into a dream I once knew by heart. I walked from the hotel to La Porte de Saint-Malo, one of the main entrances to the citadel, a passage through the thick ancient walls, and now up a cobble street worn smooth by centuries, and yet full of life. It bustles now with the rhythm of the season, with locals and visitors. The townhouses are still very medieval. I can easily imagine a time traveler from the 1600s walking past me to the heavy timber doors of this townhouse and walking without hesitation. Nowadays, however, the street is busy with a string of charming restaurants with terraces shielded from the wind with collapsible see-through partitions. They serve seafood there, seafood delights like fresh oysters and mouth-watering moule au vin blanc, mussels cooked in a white wine sauce. And what of the fresh baguette that makes one forget good table manners and pump up the savory sauce? There are creperies too, where gourmets can select their pancakes with a savory garnish, or sweet with sprinkled sugar or chocolate or fruit. And why not order with a dash of Grand Marnier liqueur? As I pass by souvenir shops, I can't help but look at the artsy window displays. I promise myself to come back later, or perhaps take more time for gift shopping tomorrow. Next is a creator's boutique, very chic. But I make a mental note that the small art and photo gallery that is next door will certainly offer quality time. It's late afternoon in April. The sun is still up, pale and windblown. I'm wearing my fleece zipped high and my hands tucked into my pockets. The breeze carries the unmistakable scent of salt and seaweed and something else, a memory. The air carries not just scent of butter and salt, but of voices, laughter, and the clinking of cutlery in the cool spring air. And now I have reached the rampart, the granite wall. And this wall, begun in the 12th century, still stands strong and sure. This path, this promenade, circles the city like a ribbon of memory. As I walk, the wind catches my collar, tugs playfully at my sleeves. It's not cold, but cool enough to feel alive in every cell of my skin. In the side pocket of my light backpack, I carry a paperback, a book I love, an autobiography by a man who was also born in Saint-Malo, but in 1768. François-René de Chateaubriand. Romantic, egotistical, brilliant, genial. A dreamer who saw himself as the greatest writer, the greatest lover, the greatest thinker of his age. And maybe he was. Certainly he believed so. His book, Mémoires d'outre-tombe, Memoirs from Beyond the Grave, is with me now, pages softened by use. But I let him speak of our own shared home. Saint-Malo is nothing but a rock. Once rising from the midst of a marsh, it became an island by the invasion of the sea. Today, the rock of Saint-Malo is only connected to the main line by a causeway called poetically le sillon, the furrow. During the hours of low tide, the harbor is dry. One can then make a tour around my paternal nest. Near and far are scattered rocks, forts, and inhabited islets. Without knowing, I chose well. Bay in Breton signifies a tomb. From where I am now, I can see le sillon, and in English, the furrow, the long beach, swept clean by the tides. And in the distance, the island of Le Petit Bay. That is where Chateaubriand rests now, surrounded by the sea he loved, in the arms of Saint-Malo. I walk on, rediscovering, feeling emotional in a good way. Fort à la Reine, Fort of the Queen, rises on an islet, a rock really, just offshore. The defensive fort once withstood being attacked by an English warship. On that day, luck was on the French side. The ship ran aground on the rocks before it could reach the fort. And then there's the Bidouane Tower, La Tour Bidouane, an ancient artillery tower, squat and silent, built on yet another rock to hold gunpowder and gunfire. Now it's watched by seagulls and visited by dreamers and divers alike. How many shipwrecks lie out there, I wonder? How many stories sleep beneath the waves? Further along, the Bastion de la Hollande. From there, I gaze over Bon Secours Beach and its natural seawater swimming pool, carved like a secret into the shore. The sea glitters under the retreating sun as I reach the Bastion Saint-Philippe, another fort with its view of the Mole des Noirs and the long serpentine pier built with black stones. Les Noirs, proud and sea-beaten. My thoughts drift now, back through time to corsairs and flibustiers, those pirates of the king. Saint-Malo was a heaven for them. Men like Robert Surcouf, who fought with ruthless brilliance, how his ship ran into the British blockade and was chased by a frigate, how he managed to evade her by throwing overboard all but one of her guns. His boats, anchors, chains, and even components of its mast, it all went overboard. And how he and his crew eventually arrived safe at La Rochelle. All this really happened in 1801. The stuff of legends. And for Malouin, the people of Saint-Malo, Surcouf is still a hero of a myth. And Jacques Cartier, the explorer who set sail from this very coast and found the great St. Lawrence River in Canada. A child of Saint-Malo who helped redraw the maps of the world. And I was once a child here too. I played with my friends on the beach, barefoot and wild, the wind tugging at our hair, sand between our teeth. We were all pirates, all Surcouf, or his sister, or his secret lover. We climbed rocks, built forts from driftwood, shouted at the waves. Now, I walk quietly, my adult feet steady on the old stones. But I carry that child within me still. Chateaubriand, too, remembered such things. I walked along the empty seashore. The beaches abandoned by the tide offered me the image of desolate spaces that illusions leave around us when they fade. A headland named Lavarde put an end to my wanderings. Sitting on the point of this headland, I remembered that these same rocks have served to hide me in my childhood while my friends were drunk with joy. How strange to think we may have played on the same sands. The tide shifts the shape of the beach. Yes, but memory keeps it whole. As I walk now, the wind grows gentler. The sky begins to slip into its evening colors, soft pewter and pearl. From the ramparts, I see terraces and balconies. Many now turn into restaurants. Little flower plots bloom with tulips and geraniums, and Chateaubriand's words float again to mind. Nothing more charming than the environs of Saint-Malo, a continual blend of rocks and greenery. Above the tulips of a flower bed, the sea reveals its ships, its calm and its tempest. I breathe it all in, the scent of the sea, the hush of the waves, the steady rhythm of footsteps on stone, and I feel not lonely, but peaceful, not nostalgic, but full of wind and memory and story. Perhaps tonight in your sleep, you too will walk a rampart. You too will meet a poet, or a child, or a pirate. Perhaps all three. But let the wind guide you now. Let the sea rock you gently. Let your dreams find their way. So good night, dear soul. Sleep well. Just sleep well.